Good morning, campers, and welcome back to the Daily Meet. It is Wednesday, the 11th of February 2026. We're currently parked up in a little quiet lay-by just on the A17. Well, I say quiet, this is one busy road. This is the main road that goes from Kings Lynn heading to Boston direction, and it's pretty much like a motorway. There is a lot of lorries that come down here. It's a very dangerous road, to be fair. But anyway, we've just picked up the meat wagon from Bush Tyres. They had the van all day yesterday, and we had a lot of work done to it, and we've still got issues. We need some more work doing to it. They replaced the front shock absorbers, upper ball joints, tie rod ends, had new calipers on the back, new handbrake cables, new brake pads, had the wheel alignment done, and it's got to go back in. It's got to go back in. I need new front discs and pads. I can get away with them for a little while, but I'm going to Italy soon, and obviously I want that done. Also, I've still got a knock on the front. So it's the lower ball joints, which I thought I had in them parts, in the parts stash. So we need to replace them as well. Also, I've got a leaking inner CV boot, so we need to replace that. On the back of the van, when I bought it, the two springs on the back, since I've had it, are not the same, and the van sits a little bit cockeyed on the back left corner. That spring is beefier than the spring on this side. So we're going to get some new springs, just get it all done, and it's done. It's done. So I'm going to order the parts for that, and then hopefully we'll get the van back in next week. And I've also still got the brake warning light on. And the mechanic was saying the wiring on the back sensor had been bodged, so he's fixed that, and it's also bodged on the front, but he'll fix that once he's fitting the new discs and pads. So just general wear and tear with roads in the UK with the suspension work. The roads ain't brilliant, they're bad, potholes everywhere. But hey ho, I've got the van back for now. Coming up to lunchtime, I'm getting quite hungry. I need to go food shopping, so we're going to head to Asda in Boston. We're going to go up there, do a bit of shopping, maybe have a bit of lunch in the van, bit of munch and a cheeky non-alcoholic juice, and see what the day brings. It's a very moist day again, very wet. Well, I must admit, it does drive a lot better now. It feels way smoother with them new shock absorbers. And we had the wheel alignment done, so she's driving in a nice straight line. So Boston fuel prices, still pretty expensive. 141.7 for diesel. Not cheap round here, not cheap. Right, campers, we have arrived at Asda in Boston. Very busy. This place, this supermarket is always busy. And that in the background there is St. Botolph's church. It's a 14th century Gothic Anglican church. I believe it's just under 300 feet tall. Quite a large building. Locally, it's referred to as the Stump. That's a stump. If the rain dies off a bit, I might try and have a little look round it. Shopping trip is complete. Now, I wanted to get a meal deal, but you've got to go in the store, do your shopping, pay for your stuff, come through the checkouts, and then the meal deal stuff is by the kiosk. So I was like, nah, forget that. So we went to the hot chicken counter and got a southern fried chicken bap. I've had these before, but I'm sure they've shrunk a bit. There's a southern fried chicken fillet in there, but the bread roll looks a little small. While I was walking around, a strawberry cheesecake slices, they fell in my basket, so I suppose we'll have to have one of them. And for a juice, I went for a chocomel. I bought this when I was in Belgium last year, and I wasn't too keen on it, so I don't really know why I've bought it again. But the can's dented. Oh well. Anyway, that's a selection. For the sauce, I've got some peri peri ketchup hot, so we're gonna smidge a bit of that on the old chicken bap. I ain't gonna lie, that is dry as old arse. The bread's all dried out and crispy. I think there's more southern fried chicken coating than there is chicken in there. Not very impressive. And the chocomel, we've just cracked that open. And the chocomel tastes a bit different to how I remember in Belgium. It's a bit more watered down. It's like milk with a hint of chocolate. Probably less ingredients in it over here or something. I don't know. But today, average food choices so far. But we've still got cheesecake. Anyway. Well, at least we can rely on the cheesecake. The cheesecake is very nice. Strawberry, a little bit messy. Bit of a flaky base to it, but not a bad flavour. Quite a lot of strawberry goo on top there. Cheers. So we've got 2.5 hours free parking here, so I think I may go for a little walk over to that church. Apparently it's about a 13-minute walk, 0.6 miles. So we can burn off that cheesecake and that substandard chicken roll and chocomel at the same time. Well, I've absolutely no idea what that building is, but it's quite a grand old building. 1877. Got a schwan on it. Looks like it's flats now. Very impressive. That's the municipal building, dated 1902. Some really nice buildings around Boston. There's a lot of barber shops as well, and East European food shops. Cool. That's quite the scenic view. Right, we are bang in the middle of Boston now, in the market square, and being a former market trader for 30 years, days like this I used to hate when it was a wet, moist day. So I feel their pain. But we're heading to the church now. Well, the rain is starting to come down quite heavy now, but check out this old cobble street with the church towering over in the background. Very nice. But I'm getting wet. I've take my temper bins off. Quite nice. Well, we've got a bit of music playing at the pub there. Got some like 90s beats going on. Check that out though. Look at the size of that tower. It's huge. That's some impressive bell tower. Doors are open, so I'll have a little look in there after. We'll have a little walk around. And we'll pop in there. There's a few graves I've seen so far. Just down there. Can't really make out the years on them though. So We've got the River Haven just running alongside the church. Some nice old buildings over there. Man, that is some big church. Oh. Well, that didn't sound as impressive as the York Cathedral. Jeez, that is huge. Look at the size of that stained glass window. And gargantuan doors. Impressive. It's quite the impressive door frame. Come around the far side and you're just into another street. Check out that Dutch style building. Wow. Wormgate. Nice. This is like stepping back in time around here. The parish of Boston. Man, it's raining now. There really are some nice buildings around here. Check that one out. And there we are, back round to the market square. I can't even read what it says, my glasses are wet. Herbert Ingram, founder of the Illustrated London News, 1842, with a seagull on his head. Pigeons just chilling out in the rain. I've got no food, birdies. I've got no food. Really isn't many gravestones in this church. Jeez, look at the size of that tower up there. So there's the entrance to go up the tower, but apparently at the minute it's closed for electrical work. So I'll have to come back at some point and have a little wander up there. Apparently this was finished being built in the early 1300s. And it's the biggest church in the UK. I think that's what he said. Wow. Not a cathedral, church. Check out the old pews. the organs up there. So I was just speaking to a bloke in there, and 220 steps, there's like a little viewing platform, then it goes further up and you go to the top and it's 365 steps. But obviously not open today, so I'll have to come back in a little while, in a few weeks or maybe a few months, and I'll try it again. But plus night, stop raining. Well, campers, raining again, and I need to get back to the meat wagon, because I've been here for just over 2 hours. Ooh, and I'm getting wet. Well, that was rather moist. That actually hammered down and I got completely drenched. I am back in the van. I'm going to head back to the homestead. I think I'll put the heater straight on my coat. Need to dry that out. Wow, that was fun. Right, campers, we are nearly home. That's the A17 running down there, and we've just pulled over in a little lay-by in Hull Beach, on the very outskirts of Hull Beach. This was all farmer fields, but they're now deciding to build loads of houses down here. Progress. Little Lego brick style houses, whatever distance there. And then just a little bit further over to the right on the horizon, you've got the spire to Hull Beach All Saints Church, and then to my right we got red cabbage fields. Yeah, it's been a good day. We've experienced some South Lincolnshire bush with a dramatic skyline there. We've had a bit of dubious munch again at Asda. We've had a little exploration of Boston Stump in all its glory. Seen the fine church, and now we're heading back home. A little bit weathered, a little bit moist. Oh yeah, my coat's dried off, by the way. It's dry. Dries pretty quick. Had the vent on it. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with a beautiful dramatic skyline, South Lincolnshire foliage, bit of South Lincolnshire bush, bit dry and crispy on that tree there, but we've got red cabbages being grown in the wild. Beautiful sight to see. So yeah, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment and all that, and I'll catch you guys very soon. See you on the next one. Stay meaty.